Hey guys, this is Adam with TAT Express, and today we're going to talk about how to get good fuel mileage on your DD15. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to us, make sure to subscribe to us and hit that notification bell so you know next time we release another video. If you got any questions or concerns, you can hit us up during the weekday at 972-225-3017. If you want to share your experience, you can share it down in the comments below. Let's get right into this video.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.
Okay guys, so this particular truck is a good example on how to get good fuel mileage out of your DD15. I'm going to cover a couple items. One thing is a good maintenance schedule. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm always talking about having a good maintenance schedule and how important it is. Doesn't matter what engine you have, following a good maintenance schedule is going to make sure your engine stays at top performance. So your maintenance intervals are going to vary from every 100,000, 300,000, and 500,000 miles. Okay, so at your 100,000 mile mark, you're going to be changing out DEF filters. These are basically just filters in your DEF system. This is to make sure you don't have any NOx conversion efficiency faults down the road. Most of the times, if you have DEF not making it to the after treatment system, it could be due to a clogged filter. Okay, so at 200K, you want to check out your belts. You want to make sure your belts aren't wore out and they're squeaking. Most of the time, you want to get the belt tensioner checked out as well. Usually the belt tensioners go out around 300 to 400, but if you're starting to hear a noise around your belt tensioner, it's a good idea to get that replaced. At 200K, as I mentioned, check the belts, get them checked out. If they look like they're wore, don't wait till these belts fail. You can cause some pretty good damage if you have a failure on the belt. Not only the downtime, but just the damage of the belt just tearing everything up. At 300,000 miles, we're going to be having to change out the actual coolant. Making sure to get the coolant and keeping the coolant in good condition is very important. The specs on these engines are very tight, so if you start having any kind of contaminants in the coolant, you can cause pitting, you can cause corrosion in the engine. Another item you're going to be looking for around 300 to 400,000 miles is you're going to need to get the after treatment system clean. That means getting the DPF filter checked out, getting it clean, make sure it's still within spec, checking out the DOC as well. A lot of times if you're doing any kind of idling and you go in for a one box clean and you're only going to clean out your DPF filter, cleaning out the DOC is very important as well. So getting that cleaned out and checking to see if you have any buildup in your DEF is another item to look for when you want to get these items cleaned out. This is all services that need to get checked out at 300,000. In addition to that, you gotta look at your dozer side as well. You're gonna look for your seventh injector is what they call it in most engines, but with Detroit they call it an injector dozer. That's what's gonna be injecting fuel behind the turbo to create that heat in the one box. A lot of times you're gonna have soot buildup and you're gonna have issues where it's actually injecting that fuel later on, causing more problems downstream. So making sure that that's getting checked out as well at 300,000 is very good practice. It's also good practice to get some eyes on the EGR cooler to make sure you don't have excessive buildup there or excessive buildup around the intake. At 500,000 is when you need to get the valves actually adjusted. Adjusting the valves is going to make sure that engine stays at optimal performance throughout its lifetime. In some cases at 500,000 miles, you have to replace the DPF filter. That's why it's important to keep up with your after treatment services at 300,000 miles. In addition to these intervals, having a good PM schedule is very important as well. We recommend every 15 to 25,000. Now, you know, I've seen some different literature out there that calls for longer intervals, but you got to be very careful. I always kind of recommend on my channel that you got to be careful with those longer intervals. If you're running synthetic oil, to run at least have a good oil sample or oil sample program in place as well to make sure you keep an eye on making you're not losing any kind of viscosity, because what you don't want to do is have any internal issues with your engine. And the thing is, when you find those problems, that's pretty much too late. But if it's due to oil contaminants. In addition to these intervals, keeping a good PM schedule is very important. We recommend anywhere from 15 to 25,000 miles. That's coming and get your oil changed, fuel filters changed, greasing the truck, and this is to make sure that everything's working at optimal performance. Fuel filters are very important to make sure that you keep up changing those. If you see the fuel filter light comes on before your actual interval is due, get those fuel filters changed right away. Don't go any further along on those fuel filters. You don't want to cause any damage to the high pressure fuel pump. It can cost you a lot of money to get those fuel pumps replaced. Basically, these high pressure fuel pumps are using the diesel to lubricate the internals of the fuel pump. So if there's any kind of mixture of water, it's kind of like running your engine with water in the oil, and it's very, very damaging to the pump. It's very expensive repair. In addition to keeping a good maintenance schedule, it's also important on how you operate the truck. For example, this particular truck, we pulled the DDAC report on and we noted that his average road speed is anywhere from 65 to 70 miles an hour. He's getting right around 8 miles to the gallon. Those are really good numbers. So when you have a solid baseline like that, you want to make sure you keep it. And the way that you can keep it is keeping a good maintenance schedule. Also, guys, you want to make sure you're not over-revving your truck. If you can use the cruise control, but be careful going up hills. Sometimes the engine likes to accelerate going up hills, and that can cause more fuel consumption. Guys, that's what we recommend you do if you want to get good fuel mileage on your DD15. If you got any questions or concerns, you can hit us up during the weekday at 972-225-3017, or you can email us at info@tatexpressinc.com. Guys, if you want to share your experience, leave it in the comments below, or if you got any questions, leave it in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to us, make sure to subscribe to us and hit that notification bell so you know next time we release another video. Until next time, be safe. Hey guys, this is Adam. Here at TAT Express, we follow the same core values as the U.S. Air Force. Integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. If you or someone you know is an experienced diesel technician or has experience in customer service, send us your resume at info@tatexpressinc.com, or you can call us at 972-225-3017. Some of the benefits that we offer are paid vacation, paid insurance, and ongoing training. If this is something that may interest you, give us a call. I'll be looking forward to meeting you.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.